platforms. Okay, what's up, everybody? What's up?
Woo-hoo!
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is about to be a good one.
Yes, yes,
All right, so
yes.
welcome to the channel. Obviously, Moss Media here. It's your boy Double A Hef.
And this is your boy Big Mike. Hey, Woo!
Yeah.
No, I don't know about that
No,
one.
I'm joking. Yo,
Yeah, no.
what's it, Kelly, y'all? No, I'm joking. Yo,
Wow.
actually,
Okay.
speaking of the Proud Family, real fast, you know the
Oh,
Proud Family? They're doing a reboot. Did
I
you hear
wouldn't be
about that?
surprised. No, I did not, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, they're doing a reboot. We could talk about that later on, but so
Uh
let's
huh.
get to this video. So we're gonna be talking about Kevin Samuels and how some she bitch.
Oh,
No, I'm joking.
hey
Some crazy
yo.
woman pretty much had to go buck wild. But we're gonna play the video and we're gonna pretty much react. So let's go.
All right, let's go. Ba-da-dum-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
This guy.
The woman to her right, your name is
Adriana.
Oh,
Adriana, and then woman to your left.
before, because I don't know if you've done. Let me cut that just real quick. I just want to give some background for our viewers. I don't know if you've shared any Fresh and Fit podcasts on your platform
No, I've never.
before. All right, so some background for you guys, just really quick. Fresh and Fit is sort of like a male empowerment uh, sort of podcast where it's very male centered, and it's more so about the advancement of the male principle, right? That my co-host likes to speak about on his forum. Um, at many lengths. So this is a platform and a podcast that is something that I think will give a lot of our male viewers a lot of insight. And I also highly advise you check them out. They stream about every single day, and
Wow.
sometimes they bring on heavy hitters like Kevin Samuels to come on and to interact with some of their female guests that they have on. Sometimes they have three female Instagram model guests or strippers or OnlyFans models or business women like you're about to hear from today. So they have a whole different microcosm of female um, counterparties that come on and sort of give their take on these different topics when it comes to relationships, dating, and all that and so forth. So this episode I thought would be amazing to sort of get into just because it was really got really contentious. And I mean, you guys are going to see why. Kevin Samuels is one of those guys that just wherever he goes, fire seems to be cast around him. So I'm really excited to get this to you guys. So with that being said, let's get into this video.
Janina.
Janina. Okay, one of the things I kept hearing, my name is Kevin Samuels, by the way, nice to meet you. One of the things I kept hearing is the notion of fairness, fairness, fairness. Why is that so important to you, Amanda?
I hate to admit it, but I do. Like, I'm half a man. I'm just a pretty girl. And I don't think that I should have to accept less in life because I was born with different equipment. I think that's bullshit.
Okay, can
Well,
we
if
stop it
you're half a
real
man,
fast, real fast.
Uh,
See, this is what kills me. She starts off by saying she's half a man. Like, look, why do women think that they can just go around saying shit like that? Like, you don't see men. Actually, I'll take that. I'll stop right there because we live in a crazy time right now. So there are some men running around saying that they're women. But outside of that, I mean, you don't see men saying, "Oh, I'm half a woman, so now I get to speak on fucking issues that I know nothing about." Like, you're not half a man. You want to think that, okay, more power to you, but where's the justification in that? So anyone can just walk around and say, "Oh, I'm half a doctor, so I don't think you should be doing that," or, "Oh, I'm half a lawyer, so actually, don't give me a ticket." Like, what kind of fucking? Where's the logic in that? To be the basis to start saying anything. I'm half of something that you're obviously not, unless she's a tranny, but I don't think so. She doesn't look like one. She looks
nah.
pretty. She was born like that, so.
Yeah. I definitely want to get into Kevin Samuel's take. And then I'll chime in with, my thoughts on just the opening.
you
Okay.
should understand this full concept that men don't care about fair.
I don't have to care about fair either.
No. Men
Boom. All right. So right off the bat, right? So this is the thing that I love about women that come from such an esteemed background, quote unquote. as this woman does. It's right off the bat. You can tell the contentiousness has been all of the sort of probably what she's heard about Kevin Samuels up to date. It's just all ringing in the mind like, oh, I'm not gonna be that girl that gets shitted on today. So before anything even happens, there's already a battle of already listening. And viewers, this is something that I'm going to speak about again at length because I fall prey to it. A number of different people who are in industries where you're supposed to be great at listening fall prey to it too, is where we already start building our own story and our own conclusions based upon what we hear from someone's mouth. Right. And right off the bat, you can already see that this lady, before he could even, all he's simply doing is just laying out the conversation, no raising tone, no backwards comments or whatever. And already she's ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
She's ready to fight. Right. So I want you to pay attention clearly to this conversation, right? Because people love to come at Kevin Samuels and talk about, oh, he's disrespectful this and he's a piece of shit that and all that. But the energy, right? Like if I'm him, I match energy, as he mentions on many occasions. I match energies, right? So, and again, like it's there for you guys to see, where a lot of this ignorance is coming from.
Mm-hmm. No, I definitely agreed. I mean, when she said the whole fair thing, first and foremost, fair is what you use to get on the fucking bus. So outside of that has no validity in my life. When people say fair, there's nothing. Look, there's nothing fair. There's nothing equal. So the sooner we stop with those false notions, then I think the better off we'll be. You'll be very hard pressed to find anything that's actually equal in this life. So the pursuit of equal, like, cut that shit out. It's a waste of time and waste of resources. Pursuit of fairness. No, all you can ask for is justice and for things to be equitable. Fair is pretty much in the eye of the person that's who deems it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, like if I ask you to, hey, Mike, treat me fairly, I'm relying on you to do something. You know what I mean? So it depends on what the hell you think fair is at that point. Because I could say treat me fairly, you could think that you treated me fairly, but I could say, Mike, what the fuck? I said treat me fair, and that wasn't fair. So it's very subjective, and that's why we gotta, get away from that. As men, we shouldn't be anchoring ourselves to words like that.
At the end of the day, if you want things to be judged fairly, go to your local state fair, okay, where they judge pigs and models on stage, right? That's where fair belongs, right? If you want to exist in this reality, you have to understand that your optimism and your optimal notion of where life should be rarely ever matches up with how life really is, right? And I think this is something that they're going to definitely hammer home today. All right, so let's go ahead and let Kevin Samuels take on this. I'm not going to go into name calling, but let him take on this interesting woman.
We don't care about fair, or else we wouldn't conquer other people. You're of European descent. Looks like you're from your people are from the Caucasus Mountains. European descent. So
I am very white. Yes,
that's fine. And some of them, and there's
look at the smug look on her face.
A lot of warring tribes, Germania, the Franks. If we cared about fairness, we would just let everybody stay on their land. Vikings wouldn't have raped and pillaged. England would have stayed on its island. Scotland would have been all right. Ireland would have been all right. Matter of fact, Hong Kong wouldn't have been a British protectorate for how many years? Oh, until the last, 30 or 40? Men don't care about fair. We conquer. It's winners and losers.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? You're half a man.
I didn't know that only men were part of conquering.
Oh my God.
Name.
Like that's the half-ass bullshit that really grinds my gears. Once you start approaching with the logic, then you get that, I didn't know that. Well, look, obviously I know that you don't know a lot. There's a lot that you obviously don't fucking know. Because if that's how you felt, or that not even felt, if that's what you thought, ma'am, then when you're going to rebut that, typically what people do is they come with the receipts. They're not going to say, oh, only men do. If they did say that, they would say, oh, I didn't know only men did last time I checked, and then plug in your evidence and your receipts as to how that's wrong. But if you're just going to say, oh, I didn't know that men only did, And I'm very. I've seen this interview, but I forget how he responds to that. But I'm curious which way he goes. 'Cause I'm pretty sure what's going to happen is she's going to be very dismissive to him no matter what the fuck he says.
Absolutely.
Female warriors that have dominated the planet.
Well, I mean, I'm learning new education here, which is only men conquer.
No,
I mean, that's what you're telling me, right?
no. Well, see, what I'm not going to do, I'm not going to switch that. I'm asking about fairness.
Oh my God! All right, so what I don't want to do is I don't want to get into a stopping battle where every time she says some nonsense, I have to stop and everything like that. But what I want you guys again to really, and this is for the women that do happen to ever trickle across our airwaves, right? This is why it's very difficult to have a conversation about anything with the new age woman, because any question, any sort of any breakthrough when it comes to intelligence, any wealth of knowledge intake, right? That's all taken as a slight to someone's whole entire character and well-being, right?
Mhm.
So anything he says that is just any question or any statement that he makes that is a little bit profound that maybe goes stumps her automatically goes into, well, I mean, hey, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm listening
I'm
to you.
learning. I'm learning.
I'm learning from you. I didn't know that this was. I mean, you're 31 years old. Come on, cut the shit. Like
Yeah.
there's no need for this type of attitude. So what I'm gonna do, guys, for you is just I want to definitely get to see you guys to see this back and forth for a little bit, and just so that way you guys can get an idea as to where we're coming from when we talk about individuals such as this.
And I said about fairness. Why is fairness so important? You said because you're half a man.
Because if you expect something of me, I should be allowed to expect the same of you. And if you can't offer me that, you don't deserve to be in my life.
But that has nothing to do with fairness.
It has everything to do with fairness.
No, fairness means you get an opportunity. Fairness doesn't mean you get an outcome.
Oh my God. Oh, this girl.
You get an interview, not guaranteed a job.
No,
Boom.
you're not. But I work very, very hard to ensure that I keep it.
What does
Well,
that
if
have to
that's
do
the
with
case,
anything?
If that's the case,
Thing, right?
if that's the case, then if that's the case, you should be able to secure the things you want. So you should have no problem.
Obviously not. Not when men are out here believing like you don't have to be fair.
Oh my
Well,
God.
those two things can't exist in the same place.
Women haven't even been part of human history. It's just men, and all we care about is conquering.
no.
Oh my God. Oh my God. You heard what she just said?
Yes, sir.
It's that lazy, like, I have nothing else to say, so I'm just gonna keep trying to like create these straw men. And oh, you said that men are the only thing about human history, and I'm like, come on. He never said that. She hasn't brought anything substantive to this conversation yet. How many minutes has this been going on for? 3 minutes, and she hasn't brought anything substantive. And honestly, ladies, and women that are watching this, because not all women are ladies. This woman is doing y'all a huge disservice. And then the women on the sides of her who are freaking like being her yes men or yes women, they're not helping the situation either. Because at the end of the day, if you want to be heard by men, because I know a lot of women think that they're not heard by men, yada yada. But let me give you like some insight. If you want to be heard by men, you have to come with rationale and facts and logic. Facts, logic, rationale. If you come with anything outside of that, you will not be heard by men. When other men approach me and talk to me and they lack those things, I don't give them the time of day. I might be actually, there. Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. But I'm not really listening at all because there's nothing to that conversation. So there's no reason for me to waste my time or energy, going deeper and deeper into some fucking bullshit. So this woman has had multiple opportunities. Kevin's asking her at face value, hey, show me the time when women have conquered. Show me fair. She has no answers.
It's I think even more so the powerful part, right, is the as you mentioned, the bland question, the blank statement questions, right, that he's just simply throwing out there, right? So if all of that's understood, right, if everything is fair, then you have no problem getting whatever you want, right? Like, that should be no issue.
Mm-hmm.
Her retort, Oh, well, I didn't know, I live in a male society where, that everybody just is able to get, what men are able to get and, do as they, it's like, but again, where is the fair dynamic in anything that you're talking about? Where did any of those discussion aspects get brought up? Like now you're bringing in the men of the world to you. We're talking about you in particular, right? You're so successful. You have all of these things going on for you, but yet you're 31 and single, right? And you're not able to get the men that you say that you want, but yet, you have everything set down and squared away for you. Like it's at some point or another, and this is something that we talk about when it comes to accountability, right? You can see the dance, right? The dance that she's doing, right? And it's a dance that many women like herself, end up falling in a square on their face because again, it doesn't. There's no fruit. There's no justifications being brought to the table. And at the end of the day, this is something where even when you're asking women like this, what do you bring to the table? I bring myself. And this makes complete sense as to why her conversation, skills and why she probably dates terribly because again she's already listening before actually hearing what Kevin Samuels is bringing to her plate.
Well, first and foremost, she opened up by saying, "I'm half a man." Obviously, she's not. Obviously, she's not transitioning. So when I hear that, I hear I'm better than all men. Like she's already like just putting herself out there. Like, no, ain't no man telling me shit.
Right.
Because he's a man.
Mm-hmm.
Like what the like you're a neo-feminist. like that should be misogyny in itself. like reverse misogyny. If a man, I'm better than. All right. Regardless of his credentials or what he knows, what he's talking about, his profession, nothing. You self-proclaimed yourself to be half a man, so now you get to just go on and just say whatever the fuck you want, when you want, and how you want, and then men are just supposed to sit there and say, oh well, she's half a man, so just treat me and talk to me like I ain't shit. Come on, man. And that's why when dudes flip that shit and they give her a piece of reality, then she wants to, women like that, they don't know how to handle it. They don't know how to handle it. That's why when Mike, a lot of women women that follow us or listen to us, even on my YouTube channel, they always try to say, oh, you're a misogynist. I'm like, no, I'm not. I meet your bullshit right here. Right here. You're not going to get that bullshit off on me. I'm going to tell you like it is. You want to be equal and shit like that. Hey, we can go that road. You know what I mean? We could definitely go that road. You're not going to like it, but it's just it's unfortunate that women have been conditioned to try to combat men the way that they do nowadays, and then be so incredulous when they're fucking single as fuck.
Absolutely.
Like it doesn't add up. So you can play this shit.
Work very hard, so you should get the outcomes. See, if hard work was all that required, then we would almost be guaranteed. Hard work gets you a ticket to the dance. It doesn't guarantee you the top spot. How many? Who lost the Super Bowl, guys?
The Kansas City Chiefs.
Can you say they worked hard this year?
Very hard.
Number 2. Men don't worry about fairness. We worry about winning. And to the victor goes the spoils. Just like, you know what? How many times you've gotten to a club into VIP for free when some ugly chicks had to pay full price?
Is that my fault?
No, wait. That missed
plenty of times in Miami.
Exactly, but that's not fair.
Oh my God.
Well, please don't forget I'm not from.
It doesn't matter where you from. It don't matter where you from.
No. This is exactly what I'm talking about, right? And then I mean, we're gonna obviously get into it, but then she proceeds to talk about. Well, I don't go to the club, so
rewind
rewind that. Yeah, I got you. Give me a second.
Yo, how you put your whole foot in your mouth? What? Oh,
you've gotten to a club into VIP for free when some ugly chicks had to pay full price.
Is that my fault?
No. I've asked how many times it happened before you go down that path.
I mean, plenty of times in Miami.
Exactly, but that's not fair, is it?
Well, please don't forget I'm not from here.
What they got to do with anything? Yo. I'm not from around here. I'm from out of town.
this salty Slayer, man. I tell you, she is something else, man. This is exactly what we're preaching about here. This is so I love the analogy, right? And I think this is why I watch this show so much, because not only does he use this analogy, the host, Myron, which is I believe he comes in on this episode. If not, he's the one that usually sits at the bottom left hand corner, across from his co-host Fresh. And so they bring this analogy up about what's fair in the world, right? So it's like women, for some reason or another, we all know the reasons, again, because a lot of women lack that accountability, right? To understand that the world does not operate on social constructs. It operates on reality, right? And the difference between men and women, because there are huge differences, and this is something that we talk about, these guys talk about ad nauseum, is that women do not see the lens of life through logic for the most part. They see it through emotion, as my co-host has tried to hammer in on you guys for the most part. And this is why when analogies such as this are given, right? Because look, men, we don't complain, right? Yeah, we see a good looking girl get into the club, we all go, all right, that makes sense. It's one thing if a couple of guys are getting into the club for free, we're looking like, oh shit, who the fuck you know? But when we see a five, six girls getting into the club for free, we already chalk that shit up to, we know why she's getting in the club for free.
Yeah.
Girls don't complain about it. The
Hell
only
no.
ones that complain about are the ones that are too ugly to get into the club for free. Because I guarantee you damn this, the club promoters, anytime they see a bad looking bitch sitting at the front of the line or at the back of the line when they're passing through with their Lamborghini and whatever car that they're driving, they're saying, oh, no. Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on. I got somebody I want you to meet.
Yeah.
So girls never complain when they're running through from that back of the line and they see all the ugly girls, and I don't want to say ugly because to be not, but they see all the girls that don't look, serviceable, and walking by them. Oh no, life's not fair then. They don't care about whether or not life is fair then.
But let's get to like the root of that, because everything you're saying is 100% on point. But in my opinion, the root is those girls, like the bad ones, the super bad ones at the front of the line that they ain't waiting, they skipping a line.
Mm-hmm.
How are they dressed?
Oh, they're dressed for service.
Exactly. So it's not like they're dressed like in what you would say like is a respectable way. So like you're dressing for attention. You're dressing for all of this, and then that same woman who said that she gets in the bars in Miami for free and cuts the line wants to talk about fair, but it's like, hey, you're literally dressing a certain way. It's not like you went out there, just casual, very conservative, and it's like, hey, I am who I am, and like you're embracing that. No, you probably dressed like a fucking skank, and you got the attention that you were looking for. So again, when I address that issue with her, it's like, okay, first and foremost, you can't even hold yourself accountable to what you deem to be fair. 1, 2. I'm sure you didn't get into the fucking into the club for free by wearing a fucking Driving Miss Daisy dress.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what you had on. So you want to sit here and talk about I'm half a man and I shouldn't have to do this and I shouldn't have to do all this. I shouldn't have to. What the fuck you shouldn't have to do? But bitch, you the one out here wearing all that shit to get in the club. You're gonna say that you have to do that too? And if you say that you do, is it because you want to get in the club for free, or is it the attention that you're looking for? Ass and tits all out, showing that she is out the party.
I see. Thank you, Elijah. But this is also what I'm talking about too. Like it's that that airiness, right? That these women have the audacity, the unmitigated gall, right? And this is where I want to take it at from the inception of the idea of this is your idea, life's not fair, right? But then when and this is the crux of feminism, right? New wave feminism that's sitting at the root of this, of some of these conversations. This is where it's coming from, guys. You know what I mean? They want it to be fair on their terms and their terms only, right? But then once you go outside of the realm of those parameters, oh no, that's not what we're talking about. No, we want it to be guys to be the leaders, the runners of the show. Bullshit. But when it doesn't placate to what they want. Right, so this is what I'm fucking talking. This whole idea right here, this analogy, I think was the barn burner to set off kind of the mentality behind these, 6-figure women, right, who are running around this world wondering why the fuck they're still single. Okay, so I want you guys to chime in. I mean, to listen on this, and we got some amazing support right now. Liza Irving setting down the truth on the hammer in the chat section. I appreciate
Big
your
facts.
support.
Big facts.
And I hope we get some more of that going forward. We get some brothers like you to come on and shed some light as well. But I definitely want to take this further. Let's go.
Point, man, that's not fair, is it?
I also don't care about those things.
But so you don't care about fairness when it doesn't benefit you.
I just don't go to clubs that often.
But that's not the point. I asked you, how many times
Is that what he asked?
Clubs where you got in free where ugly chicks or less attractive chicks had to pay, and you know that's happened. You didn't say, "I'm still, excuse me, sir. Even though I'm attractive, I demand that you charge me full price."
You're
That's
right.
fair, right?
Okay, so because I
Fair.
Here
go
comes.
places and get
Is that
different,
fair?
that means that I should
Is
get.
that fair? Before we go that, I'll answer your question if you at least answer mine. Is that fair?
Life isn't fair.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
that's the case.
Here it is.
Yo.
Here it is. Let's go.
She started
Let's
with
go.
the fair shit. She's
Let's
the one that brought
go.
fair into the conversation.
Let's go. I love it. That's why I love this show, man. The dancing, the contradictions. Oh my God. You run these women down the well of logic and reason, they are going to fold. Okay? And this is only what? This conversation is only 4 minutes in. And she's already backtracking from her initial hardcore "I'm a man, half amazing" stance. Come on,
Like
man.
this.
Come on, man. She moonwalking, man. She moonwalking and tap dance at the same time. She might be half amazing by doing that. I'll tell you that right the fuck now. Shit is crazy, dude. Oh my God.
It doesn't mean I have to accept other people's bullshit.
Well, see, the thing is, ma'am, see what you've proven, like many feminists and many women, you're
She's
okay
a
with the
feminist.
double standards that benefit.
Absolutely. No, she's a
The
pseudo
ones you
feminist.
don't like, you just throw at the wind. You sign language, shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right to deflect and dismiss guys who are normally intimidated by this thing. I'm not. I'm just challenging your positions. I'm okay with it not being fair when it benefits you.
You're oversimplifying a very complex situation.
No, it's not really complex. There are no such thing as loyal.
It's a simple ass question.
Loyal, highly effective, competitive alpha is a female notion.
And have to.
Do you want to jump in there? It looked like you wanted to get
No. Just let that roll.
Okay.
To continue to compete with other pretty girls because men are too simple to stick
Well, how about this? The kind of men you're talking about are simple enough to make the light you live in, the air conditioning, all the stuff that you. Hold on, excuse me, ma'am. The simple men built the world that you use.
I built my own world.
Oh, let's stop. Let's
Chineke na.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Before I address this bad crazy bitch, I do want to definitely Elijah, definitely pseudo feminist. Facts, like Mike said.
Oh
But
my God.
this is an issue that we have, and this is the same type of woman because I keep hearing this, and I've been meaning to make a YouTube video about this. I keep hearing women say, and even fucking crazy ass Umar, like, oh, women are the life bringers and shit like that. Let's just stop right there. Let's just stop that, okay? No, you are not, because last time I checked, Virgin Mary ain't fucking on every house, just fucking popping out babies. So women are what you would consider to be like the soil, you know what I mean? And the men have the seeds. If I don't play down any fucking seeds in my yard, nothing's gonna fucking grow. Okay, I can have all this space to grow all this shit, but if I don't get any seeds, nothing's gonna grow. And before a smartass out there says, "Oh, well, you might get weeds," I'm not talking about that, you jackass. I'm talking about real substantive things. Okay. So anyway, nothing's gonna grow. So you could be a woman and all that stuff. You're never gonna bring shit to this world until a man decides to implant a seed in you. Now, does a baby have to obviously gestate for 9 months, or well, technically like 10 months inside of you? Yes, but you're not gonna get any credit for that because that is how it works. That's biology. Okay, if you don't like it, then don't spread your legs open. It's that simple. So now that we got that clear, she's like, "Oh, I created my own world." No, you didn't. But that's how you know these women are batshit fucking crazy, and not all, but most. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Woo, we're
not all, but you know, that's why, ladies, y'all have to hold each other accountable. When you see women like this talking this nonsense, check that shit because it's not true. It's delusional, and she probably needs to be checked into a mental ward because she created her own world. What world are you living in? What world are you living in?
it's a world of non reason, right? It's a world of fairy tale. It's a world of of shoulda, coulda, wouldas, and at the end of the day, right, that does nothing for any sort of substantial conversation between man and woman, right? Because women want to be able to say, oh, well, why do guys think this way? Why do guys? Well, this is the because and there's a reason why women are not able to know or to even wonder or ponder what men think. It's because you do not think like us, right? Our thinking is extremely linear. Y'all, you base a lot of your reason, not all, but most, right? Base your reasoning on on fickle emotions that circulate throughout the course of your day, right? If you're having a shitty day, most times other than not, the way you're going to communicate is going to be based upon how you're feeling at that moment. Very rarely are women able to compartmentalize their emotions and to be able to have such a spirited um a stringent conversation that's simply based on fact, right? And as you can see already, this woman who's a businesswoman, works corporate, right? And I don't want to hear nothing about no, oh, she ain't got to be corporate all the time. She ain't got to, no. There's a way you conduct yourself, because I'm pretty sure she's not, one of these women that are out here showing off her body and doing all these other things, right? So that means that she conducts herself in a certain way. And if that's the case, you need to be able to have a conversation based upon actual listening and hearing. Because as of right now, there is no listening right now. She's just saying, I take that back. She's listening, but listening to what she wants to hear. Right, and that filter is going through a whole bunch of bullshit. Right, there's a whole bunch of bullshit that's clearing in her head. Oh, he ain't got no right to talk to me like this. Oh, why is he so disrespectful? Oh, and then before you know it, her answers. Well, if men rule the world, so I'm learning something new today. So any reason or any way of having a
Exactly,
productive conversation just got sifted through a whole bunch of emotional bullshit that had absolutely nothing to do with what he's actually saying and portraying in the way that he's speaking.
Yeah, actually, that's the saddest part is that after all it is, and fellas out there, this is why I avoid most conversations with women, because unless you're my wife or my mother, we ain't got nothing to talk about. You know what I'm saying? So if you're just on my YouTube channel or whatever the case may be, and you just think that you could just say whatever, look, you understand something. If you got that time to be trying to talk to me about some shit, that's telling me you ain't got a man. And if you ain't got a man and you're around my age, then you got a problem. You got a problem. So hop the fuck out my comments, hop the fuck out of Mike's comments, figure out what's going on in your life and get the shit together. Because unless you're giving me a piece of ass, there's nothing that we need to talk about. It's not my job to teach all the women of the world. We do this channel to talk to men, so that way we can help men avoid certain pitfalls. Like a lady, not even a lady, a woman like this. If you hear someone trying to echo the same sentiment that she is, avoid that conversation. There's no reason even to get involved in that, because there's nothing that you can say. There's nothing that you can say that's going to change her mind. Her mind can't be changed. It is what it is already. We live in a society where you can't tell a woman nothing, especially you, black man. You can't tell a woman jack shit, especially a black woman. Don't even try it. They'll look at you like you a slave and just fucking spoke some words. Like, how do you say that word like that, boy? You've been reading books, boy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit!
For real, that's how it is nowadays, man. But whatever.
I don't know if that went to the public chat.
Oh no, that's over here on mine.
Yeah. Oh, so I was trying to answer to Elijah. Yes, absolutely. She is listening to respond and not listening to hear, right? And to comprehend. And that is the problem that I'm seeing a lot in our society. But I do. There's a point that Myron, again, this guy, man. I don't know how old he is, but his point that circulates around how women like this end up. Oh my God, it's extremely powerful. I'll get to it. I just want to hear a little bit more of this battle that's going to ensue between these two.
Battle.
No, ma'am. You use the word men built. Name me 5 great female inventors. I'll give you one. Madam Curie.
I can't believe you. So you're telling me that men?
No, ma'am. I just asked you a question.
Answer the
You
question.
No, you go. See, you're answering questions with questions. You're talking about building. Name me 5 great female inventors or builders. Madam Curie.
5 inventors or builders? That's a really great question.
Stolen.
Is. Yeah, I was gonna. Well, also I don't remember the lady's name, but there's a bunch of.
Yeah, you don't remember because you don't
Go
know.
on and do it. Go on and do it. He's afraid. Go on and do it. Go on and get on in there, baby girl. You got it.
Miami was established by a woman.
Congratulations.
Established?
But the Miami, the land was established by, but this country was first landed by who? Men or women?
Men.
Exactly.
All right.
I agree with
See,
you.
and see, the thing is, I've done this show
Aw.
about survival
I
and
hear
go
you.
back to Bear Grylls Island
Aw.
#2. Man, you can only be a feminist in a first world country.
Facts.
There's a hierarchy.
Look at her, look at her.
of
She
needs,
getting
you are
uncomfortable.
Correct. We
Right,
all
and we don't need you,
college.
and we don't need you. You
Mm.
need us.
Great. I don't need you either.
There it
No,
is.
we don't need you for survival.
There it is. There it is. There it is. Look at her. Look at her getting
Yo,
salty, uncomfortable. She's
Her
shifting
shit
in her
was like-
seat.
He said we don't need you. It was like
Oh my God. She's shifting in her seat. She
I
doesn't
heard
know
that
how to
shit
act.
from you.
Oh my God. We don't need you. The saltiness. I just saw a whole bunch of. I saw the Atlantic Ocean just cross across her face. Oh, this damn. Oh God. I want to be respectful, but this is what, again, they talk about this all the time on here. As far as women like this end up, there is an alarming amount of women in our society that are dying alone, right? And at the end of the day, right, what I will say is that I agree with a lot of the notions that these guys make most of the time. It's absolutely okay for you to be a career woman, to want to do what and want to do, get your money, right? Be a boss babe, right? This thing that's going on. But at the end of the day, you have to understand that there are consequences to that. That is what the problem that I have with women that are like this, because they feel as though, oh no, I can have my cake and eat it too. No. That's not how the world rounds. It does not revolve around you just being able to just do as you please and then be able to get all the outcomes that you want as a result. Yeah. That's not reality. Yeah. And that's what the women like this are sitting in, right? Because she's 31, but I guarantee you in 8, 9, 10, because we haven't even gotten to get into the types of men that she wants, right? And I could guarantee she's one of those women that's like, well, I don't need a man because I'm basically a man myself. Exactly. And that is where she's going to end up dying alone, wondering, how did I get here? And the answers have been there all along.
They got Elijah.
They've been there all along.
She won't need men until she is 50 years
old.
old.
I didn't even see that.
Wine alone, asking her friends where the good
oh my God! Calling absolutely Elijah. Calling Kevin Samuels back, talking about, hey, I'm a 50-year-old woman. I have a kid, and he gonna be like, hold up. Didn't I speak to you 15 years ago? You were talking about you were half man, half woman, talking all that shit, right? I thought you said life was fair, right? I thought you said, you got whatever you wanted, right? Oh, but you here.
Asking where the good men at.
How about you hang up and pay for my package? All right, yeah. Pay for my package. You wasted my anytime minutes right now. So hop on.
Elijah is 100% right though. You are 100%
absolutely
right, brother. That is where women are ending up nowadays, and it's sad because they are being sold this dream, but they don't understand.
I agree.
The repercussions that come with it.
Absolutely.
There's a trade-off because a lot of these women, most women, regardless of what they might fucking try to tell you, they want to be mothers. They want to have that family. They want to have a husband and
organically
defense and stuff like that. That's what they want. But then they're told in life to compete with men, and you can do anything a men can do. And then you get these women that are raised by men, and then they raise them to be like little boys and then young men, and then it fucks everything up. So now you have these women that literally went until the age of like 35, and they're looking around saying, well, I go home, I make a lot of money, I'm a VP or whatever the case may be, but my life is not satisfied. That doesn't satisfy your life. Unless that's your fucking company that you're working for, it's not satisfying your life. You can't tell me that it is.
Absolutely. And that's
friends are married at that time. Exactly, Elijah. All her friends are married.
Yep.
Yeah. They don't want the trade-off.
But that's what I'm talking about too, right? It's just like there's like a there's such a disconnect, right, between the real world and this world that they live in. And I think something that I'm so that's so alarming to me is that women think that they're actually winning by going down this route, right? They think that they're actually getting. There is a reason why 1 out of 4, and this is a statistic that they brought up. One out of 4 women are on some type of antidepressant
Oh yeah,
medication.
I've been saying
Like
that for the longest.
this is something that is not just guys. This is biological, man. Like women are not designed to be like this. Yeah,
No.
but you could tell yourself and sell yourself like Aaron, my good co-host, is talking about. You can listen to all these Gatorade commercials. Anything you could do, I could do. You could listen to them all you want, but at the end of the day, guys, we are built differently for a reason, and there is a reason why we have been the providers since the dawn of time, and you guys have been the support. Right, you guys have been that. Sorry, you're not gonna like this. I'm gonna give you that hard truth that you guys don't want to listen to. You guys are the assistants.
Yeah, and we
You
need
guys
y'all.
have been,
We need y'all to do that.
what the problem that society has had is that they have been telling you now for the last 50 years that you being an assistant to an empire is not good enough. Right? Now you guys are walking around trying to build your own empires, lonely, crusty, sitting dusty at the edge of your throne with nobody to fucking pass your shit on to, because again, you're not getting married, you're not having kids, and you guys are choosing to live this world in a world where we were designed to be built for two. And yet you guys are choosing to walk this road alone. And that is why you guys are, at lots of you guys, not all, but most of you guys are leading, non-hopeful lives, right? And if you have some semblance of happiness, it's gone as soon as you see your friends post their pictures with their boyfriends and their husbands.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. Because all they have, like you said, like Elijah said, is that glass of wine, and like you said, Mike, that antidepressant medication, and some reruns of Sex in the City, and maybe a dog or a cat or both, and that's it.
Probably both. It's probably both.
And I just so everyone knows, mainly the women, because we do get women that watch the channel and stuff like that. We're not here to bash you or put you down. We're just this. Unfortunately, that is a real woman that we're watching say this shit, and unfortunately, there's a whole bunch of women that agree with that.
Absolutely.
So we have to let brothers know that ain't right. Don't deal with that nonsense. Avoid that. Because you're all going to find women out there that's like that. But, just keep it moving, because at the end of the day, it's on you, brother. You choose.
And I want to say this, because this is and I love this analogy that they use, right? Because at the end of the day, right, if all right, we're gonna get to the chat, because this guy Elijah, I'm loving him, man. He's dropping some fire in our chat section.
You see that, right?
And so, but what I want to just simply, before we get back to the video, is just that, guys, like this is what we're trying to show. And it's not about bashing, right? It's about, trying to coach and trying to bring guys who are not able to get girls and keep coming across girls like this, right? And they're saying, oh man, like, I date them anyway because, I feel like they have everything that I need. They make their own money. No, man, that's what society has been telling you. And at the end of the day, we all know society is not built on reality. Okay, so what I need you guys to understand, the guys, fellas, women, because y'all like, this is the thing that I love about women, right? They act like they, not all, but most, they act like they can't understand where we're coming from with these types of women who are extremely masculine and run through life. We get it. In order for you to be successful, you got to do everything it takes to be successful. You got to be cutthroat, because that's how men are, right? You got to be non-agreeable. You got to do all these things to be able to get to where you're at. But the problem is that there's a trade-off, as my co-host talks about. That trade-off is your femininity. And at the end of the day, men just want that woman. We just want a woman.
Exactly.
We want a woman that can be a woman. And this woman, and I tell you this right now, if you saw a man that looked as good as you needed him to look, had all the money in the world and everything like that, but at the end they was walking around with some high heels and was calling you, hey girl, hey, you would be like, hell the fuck no, I'm not dating you. I'm not marrying you. Because guess what? He's not masculine enough. So why in the hell do you think the trade-off, right? Men should want to be with a woman who acts like a man. Talking about I'm half man, half woman.
Exactly.
That's not attractive.
Exactly.
That's not attractive, guys. And don't sell yourselves on what society tells you, because this is not what you're supposed to be looking for at all.
Dude, it's that simple. Life is very simple for the most part. And it's that simple. Men are looking for women. But women are literally being taught and trained to compete with men, to be better than men and stuff like that. So naturally, you're going to become more aggressive. Not saying that, you might find a guy that's way more aggressive than you, and you could be an aggressive woman. Hey, you never know. Knock your fucking self out searching for that. But also, we have to understand that whole love shit, that whole like true love. Oh, he came and swept me off my feet, and oh my god, and that shit doesn't exist.
Correct.
That shit does not exist. That shit is not happening. All right, it's very far and few between that people actually have that happen in their life. So you have to understand what the fuck compromise is. I'm talking to men and women right now. You have to understand what compromise is and understand what life is about. And there's going to be trade-offs. For instance, my wife, I love my wife. There's nothing I wouldn't do for my wife. Is there things that she does that annoys the hell out of me? Yes. Like obviously, and I'm sure, actually, I'm not even sure. I know for a fact there's many things that I do that piss her off. But obviously there's a trade-off. You don't get quote unquote perfection. But so obviously it has to become subjective. To me, she's perfect for me. Because even with the things that I will complain about, everything else outweighs that.
Right.
And that wasn't like a knight in shining armor kind of thing. She wasn't Sleeping Beauty and it was like this fucking fairy tale. That's not how it happens. That's not how it happens.
Absolutely.
People get together and then you go through some shit and then you find out who each other are. First and foremost, for me, it was super important that she respected the male principle and the feminine principle. That was number one. If that didn't happen, we would not be together. Period. Point blank. Period. I would have said to her, have a nice day. Hey, that's not going to work. You're not going to just try to, every day I got to come home and compete with you. Don't get me wrong. You obviously you need a woman that's going to push you to help you be better. But I mean, competition. Whoa, that's just crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah. If that's what you're looking for, lady, then I'm not the one for you. So obviously, best of luck to you. No hard feelings, but that's not what we're looking for. As a man, you need to understand that you have a lot of control and power. Society tells you that you don't, but you actually do. You have control of when the baby's born. You have control of when you get married or if a woman gets married. Because last time I checked, men propose to women. Obviously they get to say yes or no. But if you never fucking propose, they don't have a choice to say yes or no.
Right.
So again, a lot of the power is in you guys, but we have to do a better job of actually, filtering out all the bullshit and not just having anyone get pregnant. They just need to turn the masculine energy down in order to attract a man. They have a feminine primary energy, masculine and secondary. They have to know when to calibrate effectively. Pretty much. Elijah, I'm not sure if the people watching the live stream can actually see the chat, but Elijah Irvin's in the chat and he's been on fire this whole night. And I just read what he said, and that's pretty much, I think Kev said that.
Yeah.
Cooperation, not competition. Exactly. Thank you, sir. This guy, Elijah's on fire.
Man, we might have to bring him on, man.
Okay,
I'm telling you.
What I'm trying to get you to understand, ma'am, is you have a right to your opinions.
Obviously, I don't have a right to anything.
Well, no, you have a right to believe what you want, but the thing is, you're not allowed to the outcome. You're allowed to have an opinion, just like men are allowed to have an opinion, and you don't have to compete or deal in a situation that you deem is unfair. But you can't complain about the rules that are already set. You like the rules that benefit you, getting into the club for free, but you don't like the rules that benefit men. High value men have the leverage.
Because I'm 31 years old and I'm getting a little fed up of these men kind of attacking me. I do not go to clubs anymore.
Who is attacking?
So please stop with your double standard bullshit. I work in a man's world, and if anything, I've had to work 5 times as hard in this world as a man to get where I am. So
look at hold on now. Since you want to tell me you've had to, you're 31 years old and had to work in a man's world. That's a privilege. You don't. Here's the thing, ma'am. You say the problems with men. The only one that's complaining about the double standard harshly is you.
Yes,
but it benefits you too.
All the benefits.
Well, here's the thing, ma'am. If you don't like, ma'am, you're a competent woman, correct?
Okay, so I should quit my job and never.
No, you should build Amazonia, and make it the female utopia that benefits women.
I probably should after listening.
Well, then go ahead.
Agree with you.
Then you'd have to actually build something. You'd have to put your brawn where your mouth is.
I don't understand what you're saying again.
Because you're
I'm
not
saying that you
listening.
came to me with the
You're
same
not
line. I've had to
listening.
put up at 31 years
keep
old and deal with men's
talking.
bullshit. You're living in a first world country. You're in Miami, one of the most posh places on the planet, complaining about double standards that you participate in. The nerve.
Corrected you that I don't go to clubs, so you're
Oh,
double.
Hey, man,
Oh
I just gave an
my
example.
God.
You've been to clubs.
are
I
you
didn't say
serious?
you continue to go. That's not the point.
Oh my god, dude. Oh, just give me a
Dude.
second. I'm gonna play it again. I just need a quick. Oh my god. Oh, I wish I had the sound effects. I'll tell you right now, man. Oh, red alert.
Point now, is it? But see, that's another way of you trying to get me online and then correcting me because I'm a dumb man. I get the point.
No, you're very rude and very aggressive.
No, I'm very direct. And when you were doing this to the men, you had no problem showing your dick.
Mm.
I'm just acknowledging your balls because you're
Why?
a tough woman.
Why should I
Why?
be?
Because I'm just giving what you give. I'm reflecting back what you give to people. But see, the thing is, you're okay giving this to people.
Okay.
I'm just challenging
Look
what
at
you
this.
think.
These were my opinions when I came in here. I'm the one that presented these opinions.
I just listened to you for 2 nights say these things, and I'm just talking to you one-on-one. And you're not backing down. I'm just challenging.
Look, she can't even take a
to a
compliment.
bunch of weak ass men tell
There she
me
go.
that I'm not attractive and I'm not this and I'm not that because I am not going to back down and listen to somebody.
Okay, are you saying the men in the room with you are a bunch of weak ass men?
If you think that I should have to accept less than
No,
you,
ma'am. I don't think you should have to do anything.
Come on. Answer that question.
But I'm trying to understand who are the weak ass men you're referring to?
go to Amazonia because
Who are the weak ass men you're referring to?
Oh.
Who are the weak ass men you're referring to?
what did I just say? Do I
I
need
didn't
to?
hear
No, you didn't say it.
Because
Oh
you
my
kind of start talking over me. So could you repeat it? A bunch of weak ass men doing what?
Yes. When somebody sits here and tells me I need to accept.
Come on now. What are we doing? What are we doing?
We're pulling teeth right now. Is what we're doing.
The dick is out. The dick is out. She brought the dick out, and now she's rolling it back. The little shrimpy shrimp that she got. She's rolling that little shrimp back into the buckling of her dress or whatever she got on underneath. Now she's tucking it. She's tucking
But
whatever she
let's
got there
just-
because she can't answer.
Let's be clear though, because I know like she tried to Elijah pointed out, she tried to play that victim card. Like, oh, I'm being attacked.
Yep.
That was not an attack at all. He's asking very straightforward questions. These questions aren't, that complex. He said, name me women that created or built. She couldn't do that. Now he's talking about how she's living in Miami and complaining about double standards, but then she participates in them. Admittedly so. And now she wants to try to flip it. She's the victim. And no, he hasn't been what you would call overly aggressive or anything like that. He's kind of pretty much had the same tone the whole back and forth. So no, I'm not going to allow that to happen. Because if we don't check that, then I'm sure that people are going to be like, oh, well, he was kind of no. If you don't want to have a simple civil conversation, then just don't take part in simple civil conversations. It's that simple. If you want to get into it, then obviously be ready to stand your ground. But that's how there's no substance behind a lot of what these women say and think. And again, not all, but most women like that, these super liberal, neo-feminist, pseudo-feminist women,
dick swinging.
Yeah, that's all a whole bunch of bullshit, man. It's a whole bunch of bullshit that I ain't trying to hear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's enough, man. It's enough. And that this is where we talk about, holding on to your ones and twos, right? And then this woman can't even bring herself to simply answer. Now, you want to make all these the weak ass men. I'm not gonna allow any weak, all these weak ass men. Tell me, what weak ass men are you? Who are you referring to? That's all. Just say. Are you talking to the guys that graciously brought you on and have allowed you to speak just with on their show and to continue to interrupt their guests? Mm-hmm. Continually on a non-impeded basis, right? He gives you the floor to speak. When you like my co-host mentions, you get the floor to speak, you just completely drop the ball and you wanna take the low road. But then now when he's trying to enlighten you and give you some sort of some criteria or some type of some background as to where you're really falling short in any of your thinking, right? Oh no, now it's an attack on my whole entire well-being and my persona and everything and such, right? This is what we're talking about, right? Like if you're trying to date efficiently, right? You have to understand that women like this, right, while they may come with bells and whistles, dressed up great, beautifully, and everything and such, right, there is a disconnect, right? And what will happen is that they will ride you out, right? They will bring nothing but turbulence into your lives, and at the end of the day, you will leave with nothing to show for it.
Exactly. And Elijah, you're 100% right. It's that simple. It's really that simple.
It's there's no other way to break it down.
Accept an unfair situation that if we applied it to anything else in life other than men and women wouldn't be accepted by everybody in this room.
Fuck are you talking
But you're going to tell me that, I'm going to tell you that's bullshit. And that's
Okay.
not fair.
Okay,
Now we're back to not fair.
Agreed.
There's a
But life's not
million
fair.
issues in our culture and society today that people are fighting for fairness, but yet I'm sitting here saying, hey, I'm allowed to expect it too, and I'm going to be attacked and told
Okay.
She
can I
must have been
respond now?
drinking.
different.
Okay, no. Let me tell you something. First of all,
Let me
men
tell you
don't
something.
worry about fair. The sexual marketplace is not fair. All is fair in love and war. It's not fair. There are guys that out there that you wouldn't give the time of day who could have a heart of gold because they don't hit your mark. Hold on, ma'am. I'll let you speak.
You don't know that.
No, I know that you don't give every man a chance, is what I do know.
Yeah.
You don't. Well,
Come
actually,
on.
don't know that.
What?
Come
what?
on.
You give every man a
Come
chance?
on.
You
What?
are one female
Come
on the
on.
planet that will
Come
give
on.
every man who wanted
Come on,
you a
man.
shot.
No, I'm not.
Okay, then I can assume that was correct. Let's move on.
Why
Let's
Yo,
not get
she
lost
don't
in
even
Look at it,
that.
look at
That's
that.
a deflection. Let's not
Yo,
get lost in that.
bro.
Ma'am, you're talking about unfairness. Where in the world is it fair?
Look at the girl on the right, man. The girl on the right, she's like, oh.
Is it fair for you
I
here in
didn't.
America?
No, ma'am. I asked
Oh
you where
my
in the
God.
world is it fair? Like, I'm not complaining about it. I deal with it. I deal with the unfairness and overcome it because I'm a man and I can deal with it.
Hey.
Oh.
And I'm asking you, where is this
Mic
place?
drop.
Where's this
Hey,
ideal place?
Jesus.
Where's the ideal model?
It doesn't exist. There's
Exactly.
3 women here sitting like here, never wanting to go on a date again.
Well,
Shut
your ass
how
up.
about
You don't
not
have
wanting
to.
to go on a date? What's happened in this world more than anything else is mankind has learned how to get along with each other since recorded history. But along around the 60s, when the National Organization for Women, the ERA, not Phyllis Schlafly, she was on our side. When all this stuff came in, feminism, second wave, feminism, I'm a feminist. I believe in feminism.
There you go,
Feminism
there
is
you go.
I
about
do.
choice.
And that
Look,
makes
look,
you a
look.
simp,
Really
Kevin.
are.
Excuse me,
Look,
ma'am.
look, look.
Feminism in its
Hold up,
true
hold up.
form is about choice.
Oh,
Yeah,
she
we
Yeah,
don't
look
have
at
a
that.
choice
Yeah,
right now.
look at
Let's
that.
No, you have
She
a
look good
choice.
though.
Yeah,
She's
hold
I'll
on,
definitely
Rwanda.
be.
Look at that.
right
Look at
now. It
that
got too hot,
push-up
she
bra
left.
she got
Hold
on.
on, hold on.
Talking about all this shit in fairness, she got this fucking crazy ass push-up bra, and she got
It's
the
about
tight ass
choice.
leggings
If a
on,
woman
showing off
wanted to
that
be a
booty.
housewife, she could
Hold
do
on.
it. If she wanted to be a business person,
Yeah, because
she
she
could
look,
do
she
it.
look good.
See, the choice was well.
I would
no.
definitely clap.
How about
She
not
look-
wanting to go on a
she
date?
look alright.
What's happened in this
Yeah, I'll
world more than
definitely
anything else is mankind has learned how to get along with each other since recorded history. But along around the 60s, when the National Organization for Women, the ERA, not Phyllis Schlafly, she was on our side. When all this stuff came in, feminism, second wave, feminism, I'm a feminist. I believe in feminism. Feminism is about choice.
Though you really
Excuse
are.
me,
When
ma'am.
he says
Feminism
that,
in
that's
its
when
true
she gets
form is
up.
about
Hold on.
choice.
Yep.
Yeah, we don't have a choice right now with what's
No,
going
you
on.
have a choice.
Oh, come on
She
now.
just exercised one right now. It got too hot. She left.
Come on, man. Come on, man. I'm gonna disagree with that. I can't call him a simp for that, right? Because I do remember we had a conversation, and I'm not saying you said the same thing, but you said that you understand the principle of feminism, right? When it comes to the right, right, the certain rights that women should be able to have at face value,
Yeah,
certain
but
innate rights.
to call, I mean, I get what you're saying, but to make that link between what I said and what feminism is today,
No.
that's
But that's what he's not saying. He said the true form of feminism, not with this, not what we sort of bash and pee on every single time we speak about feminism. He's talking about what it was truly about, right? Which is about choice. And every man, every woman should have the ability to choose. And for the fact that these women, right, had the audacity to say that we have no choice. What do you call Planned Parenthood?
yeah.
What do you call the fact that you could go on dates with guys that you have no intention of having sex with whatsoever.
And they pay.
And the guys are paying. So you're forced. Excuse me. You're forced to go on those dates. You're forced to put those guys in that position. Those simps in that position. No, right? But you choose to do so. So to act as though, you have no choice in your life whatsoever to do whatever you please to any extent is you're automatically capping, right? If I wish I had a blue cap right now, I'd throw that shit right on. Like it's crazy, man. Like but that, yeah, I wanted to, because I get what he was saying and I get what you're saying, because if he was coming from that, oh yeah, I'm down with all the the people that lead some of these movements, yeah, I love them, yeah, I love them, and they make so much sense, and I agree with them. No, then I'd be like, Kev, you're wilding, you're contradicting yourself right now. But I get the true microcosm behind feminism, and that I'm fine with. I can live with that.
Yeah, I guess if that's what he meant, I could understand that position, but I would never call myself a feminist ever.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Ever.
He
called himself a feminist. No, I'm not a feminist. Again, but am I against women having rights in certain degrees and aspects? No. I think we live in a time now where that shit is just like way the fuck out there. And if you don't like me saying that, just look around. Look at the quote unquote black community. Look at what size of the population we make up and how often we have abortions. And obviously, abortions are pretty much all women's choice, because they're the one that literally choose to have the baby or open their legs, and then also the ones to choose to go to the place and have the procedure done. So that's what happens when you give women a choice, in my opinion, and that's not something that I'm cool with.
But that's something that. But again, like, that's something. The idea of choice, right? But without substance and without teaching, right, is where bad choices can lend themselves, right? So I don't think he's saying unmarked, unabashed, undirected choice is okay, right? I think he's saying we still need to keep the leaders in the home, right, which are the men, right? And as a result, the choices that are made by these women will reflect as such. But because of the fact that the government and all these different avenues have taken the man out of the equation, right, it has lent itself to women making some of the choices and some of the policies and procedures that we see in the world around us today. I think I hope, like, I get what you're saying, because I would agree if that's like where he was going, because he said true feminism at its core is about choice. That's what he said in that mark right there, and I'm okay with that. But I think he is always a proponent about the man and the home, right, being the beacon of providing and leadership in the household.
Yeah, but therein lies the issue, because when you don't check things, then that's when you literally let the floodgates open. So you say, oh yeah, women can have choices to do whatever the fuck they want. We see what the fuck they're doing. They're doing, and that's not good, because if they have the choice,
that's different.
Then they're going to come out and say, well, I want to be the man of the house, or I don't need a man of the house, and and that literally goes against my morals and principles and my values.
But at some token, there's power in creating structure and then seeing the choice that derives as a result of that structure.
Not really, because I'll give you an example.
That's hard.
If you have, like, say you have a niece or a nephew, right? Say you have both nieces and nephews, and they're like fucking 5 years old and 6 years old respectively, and you're watching them, and then you're like, what do you guys want to eat for dinner? And then you're thinking like real food, and they're like ice cream and donuts and shit like that.
Perfect, Elijah.
If you give them the option, they're gonna fucking eat ice cream and fucking donuts. So if
I see what you're saying.
People are gonna make with their choices, then what's the point of giving them the choice anyway? You don't have to do that, because you already know.
But that wouldn't be in your structure though, for them to do that.
But again, if you're allowing women to usurp the authority and I'll just leave it at that of the man and literally go against order, then there is no structure.
But that's what I'm saying. That if you don't have a structure in place to circumvent that, right? In my world of banking, we talk so much about controls, right? The controls still allow for the microcosm or the infrastructure of the bank from a data perspective to act as it should, right? But you still do need a system of checks and balances to ensure that the information that's being projected onto the site.
I get that.
No, but that's what I'm saying, because I think you're talking about just letting the wild. You just said let them do whatever the fuck they want.
But what
that's not controls.
If you say they have the ability to choose,
correct,
then there is no control because everything is up to their choice.
How? If you're putting controls in place beforehand said choice?
Because obviously, look, I mean,
Elijah made the great point here. I should have meant.
I didn't see.
They can choose, but need to be held accountable to those choices. I think that's the power behind what I'm talking about.
Well, that's huge. That's
I think that's what we're lacking right now in our society.
I agree with that 100%. But the issue is, and right now, today and tomorrow, they choose and they will choose.
Correct.
When are they going to be held accountable?
That's the problem.
But that's what I'm saying. You can't hold them accountable because you already gave them the opportunity to choose whatever. So you can't say, "Oh, hey, you can't really do that because we already gave you the choice." By us saying that you could choose, we said that we believe in whatever choices you fucking make.
Nope.
Mike, that's literally
no, because that means you're just able. So then we wouldn't have jail. So then why would we have jail? Why would we have the legal system then?
Hold on.
Why would we have all these avenues?
Let's talk about what we do know. We do know they have the right to choose, right?
Correct.
And we do know that we find ourselves in a situation where you and Elijah and I both agree, or all three of us agree, that they can choose, but they're not being held accountable. So obviously there's a flaw, there's a fault, right?
There's a disconnect, for sure.
And I'm telling you, the disconnect is in giving them the free reign of choice.
Okay, so then what are you saying about in regards to choice? Are you saying take away all choice entirely, or what?
I'm saying when it comes to certain things, women should be able to have choices, like very basic life things. When it comes to, like, for instance, I'm going to have an abortion.
Okay.
As it stands right now, they don't have to ask you, Mike. They don't have to ask you.
No, I know. Yeah.
They just do that to the detriment of the community at large.
Correct.
I don't understand. So then, where's the disconnect then?
There is no disconnect. There's consequences behind those choices, and we're seeing them today. But the world that you're trying to build, right, where women aren't able to do so, how are we able to get there? We're not, right, and we're basing reality, right? Like it's going to be very
now.
Exactly. So we can't go back 60 years in the past and change that now. So what do we do now? That's what I want.
Are you saying why hold them accountable regardless of their choice? No, I'm saying that obviously they need to be held accountable. What I'm saying is right now that is not happening. And I'm saying it's not happening is my belief that when you, like, for instance, like if you have a child and the child wants to do something and you say, you know what, I'm going to leave it up to you. It's your choice. The child makes the wrong decision that you knew the child was going to make, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, there isn't really accountability in that choice because you hope that the child learns the lesson from what the child did. Now, if the child keeps making fucked up decisions, like there's a lot of problem childs out there, then it never ends. It never ends. It just keeps on going. That's what I'm saying. We have a situation where they make these choices and they keep making a lot of wrong choices.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is never going to end.
No.
That's my point.
Yeah, but you're not giving any circumvention to stopping that, right? Because Elijah makes a good point. This is how human beings were created, right? Like we were given that parable to be able to make either the right choice or the wrong choice.
No,
and we had to live as a result.
No.
Life is all about choices, dude.
Yes.
So then, what are you talking about?
When you look, there's a difference. Where there's free reign of choice. I'm talking about right now.
You're talking about anarchy, dude.
That's what the fuck we living in.
We're not living in anarchy, dude.
We're not living in
anarchy. Come on, the shit is not okay right now. But to call it anarchy, dude, like, are people blowing up your house and is the world burning around you? Like that, that's a very extreme way of looking at how the world around us is at this moment, dude. Like you're not living in.
I honestly think we're pretty fucking close. Mike.
Okay, all right. I
think we're pretty close.
That's okay. I'll take that. I'll agree to disagree on that, just because I mean we just see the world completely differently on that end. But that's tough for me to pinpoint, dude. It's really tough.
Last time I checked, what do you got going on? We got pandemics, we got gas shortages, we got people dying. Like,
and that's due to women having a choice.
No, I'm just talking about, you're talking about anarchy as a whole.
I'm talking about anarchy with regards to women having choice. That's what I'm referring to. This conversation we're having right now.
Anarchy involving women having choice. I think that's a poor word to use to describe it. So
what, anarchy in that sense?
Yeah, because
of course, because it that's why I asked it. That's why you instead of taking it, you just were like, yes, that's what we're living in.
No, because yes, as a whole, the society that we live in right now.
No, we're not talking about as a whole.
We're getting pretty close to anarchy. That's what I was referring to when you said anarchy. That's what I was thinking.
Well, no, I'm talking specifically about. I was asking specifically about what we've been talking about for the last 10 minutes with regards to women having choice. That's what I was asking about.
So let me make myself clear when it comes to this. Obviously, to this day and age, women can do, like, especially in America, anyone can do whatever the fuck they want to do, right?
Sure.
All right. Then. So
to an extent,
what I'm saying is, and obviously this is the case already. There are a lot of decisions that are left up to women, and they continually make poor decisions.
Sure.
And that is because they have that freedom of choice. And that freedom of choice usurps all authority. Because when you have that freedom of choice, what it allows you to do is not necessarily honor thy mother, thy father.
Sure.
You don't have to have any kind of order. You're talking about the controls. There's no controls, because if you tell me, oh, my choice is whatever the fuck I make it, then there's no controls to control me.
The controls are the consequences, dude.
But if people refuse to see the consequences, like, again, if you have a problem child and this child keeps fucking up in life, and they keep getting these consequences, but they keep winding up back in the same fucking spot,
sure,
then that's what I'm saying. Nothing.
Yeah, but until there's a radical change in how we are governed, right? This well that America created through way of democracy is going to fall down that well, dude. Like, it's very hard until we fucking upshift and change and go back to the Middle East, right, where they're decapitating women for so much as looking at a man wrong. Like, it's going to be very difficult for the way the world is now to shift to, because I'm not, and I want our viewers to understand, my co-host is not speaking crazily, right? He's not saying anything that doesn't have any merit. I absolutely agree that given humans the section to their vice, can, especially women, right, if they're left in leadership position, I think you've spoken about this too as well ad nauseum, it could lend to a ton of chaos. Actually, not could, it has. Historically, it's lent to chaos, right? But what I'm saying is simply that to say that there's no that just because there's a freedom of choice, right? There's not just willy-nilly, there's consequences. So if we're talking about the fact that people just have choices willy-nilly to do as they please, absolutely. But what I'm saying is that there is consequences behind those choices. And yes, there are detrimental effects to those choices that we're seeing in our society today. Absolutely. I can agree with you there. I can absolutely agree with you there.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
That's fine. Yeah.
I'm saying it's hard to control it. That's my main thing, because you already said you can make your choices.
Yeah, but those controls are what my controls, and what I think what you're looking at as a control is something that's, because there's different types of controls, right? There's preventative, detective, and there's systematic controls, right? So, and I'm putting up 4 fingers. I only counted 3 things. So what I'm not talking about preventative controls, because again, we're human beings, dude. Like, we're not wired to be like, oh, you tell me I can't shoot this guy? No, I want to shoot him, so I'm gonna shoot him, right? I'm talking about the controls that are in place for in the event that you do choose to shoot someone, right? Those are the controls that I'm talking about. Like, because there's something that happens as a result of that, right? You get in trouble if you get caught, obviously, right? Like, that's what I'm referring to as far as controls. So I think maybe that's my fault. I should have been more clear as far as the types of controls that I'm distinguishing with regards to this. Because yes, it is very hard to monitor and control something as wide ranging as choice. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, obviously, yes. All right. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, I can agree with that statement. But Elijah, if you could clarify with that, with the Adam and Eve thing.
Yeah, I definitely, because I'm interested in that analogy. So when you get a chance, definitely expound on that if you can.
Yes.
But let's see how this conversation continues. What time are we at?
See, it's about
Uh,
choice.
hour
If a woman
15.
wanted to be a
We'll probably do like
housewife, she could
15
do
more,
it. If
wrap
she
it
wanted to
up.
be a business person,
Right.
she could do it. See, the choice was about all black people wanted was choice, freedom, to have an equal shot, not equal outcomes. Men accept these things. You don't hear men complaining about fair. If Donovan and I were playing a game of football or video game, if he was kicking my fucking ass, I would be a punk to sit up and say, "It's not fair. My controller's not working. The game is rigged. That's not fair. You're better." Do you know? I would have to just take my ass whooping, take my L's, and get better. That's what men do.
That you guys choose to be this way, and we don't want to choose to be that way. We want to be different. We don't want somebody that's going to cheat. We don't want anybody, like, we want someone that's going to be faithful. Why do we have to settle for these types of things that
No
you're
one said
saying?
you had
First
to
of
do
all,
that.
you don't have to settle for anything. You don't have to do anything you don't want to.
It's like
But
they're hearing a
also
whole
does
different
not have to
conversation.
happen is
Yeah,
men don't
absolutely.
have to be counter to their
Like you're
nature
forced.
to
Like
make you
he said
happy.
anything
And
about
that's okay.
mandatory.
So what's the issue?
The issue is that men are not the ones complaining about the state of relationships and dating as much as women are. Women wanted freedom of choice. Women wanted to be able to have sex with who they wanted to, marry who they want to,
don't look
love
off
who
to the
they
side.
want to, work where they want to, not work where they want to, go every place that men could go. You are the most free, most liberated group of women that ever existed on the human history, and yet you're the most unhappy. 1 in 4 out of you on some sort of psych meds. Women are
Sheesh. Woo! Shit.
The marital rate is dropping with modern women. What else do you want men to do? We've civilized the world in general. We don't even have wars. You can do whatever you want to. And you're still not happy with the world that men built, telling us that we're not good enough because we don't move like women.
Oh, here she
back.
comes.
Oh,
Here
she's
she comes.
I
back.
just feel like
Here
you
she
guys
comes.
don't put in
Yeah, I'll
effort.
definitely clap.
I feel like
I ain't gonna hold you.
Most of
I'll
you
definitely
Are you
clap.
serious
I do feel like you're serious.
that I don't put in effort?
I mean, the way that you're talking, it doesn't seem like it.
Oh,
but she's right in a sense, because just what
wow.
you guys are saying,
Oh.
most guys today, those 80% of guys that
you guys
think
are used to it, so you guys
There's-
just don't even
Used
put
to
there's
the
more-
effort.
there's
Used to
more
what?
guys-
Hold on, used to what?
Is this
Like,
nigga
not
something?
putting in effort. You guys
Oh.
are
Yeah,
Oh.
real quick. He said he threw in some sipping real
Oh,
quick.
oh, so I was born this way.
Hold on,
It's
pause it,
because
Mike.
the
Pause it, pause it,
23-year-olds
pause it.
matter and not
What
that.
God given Adam and Eve directions to not eat the fruit, but when they do eat the fruit, he punishes them knowing that they were going to do it, being human anyway. Yeah. I mean,
Well, but see, this is why I'm gonna take this just real quick. But this is why I always lend to the Bible not being extremely literal, right? I think it was created for a reason, right? I think it was the word that was expounded within the Bible. It's very difficult to pinpoint, certain areas within, as far as from a geological perspective, and sometimes within a historical perspective, where these events are sort of taking place, right, with certain aspects within the Bible. So I think at some point, you look at the lesson, right? That lesson right there that Elijah's referring to. If you guys can see our chat, I think it's that, God probably already knew the outcome, right? But I mean, that's what comes with being God. But it's not about him knowing the outcome. It's about getting those two individuals to see what the outcome looks like and what will happen as a result. That's because he already knows how this story is going to unfold. If God being what he is, right? It's a matter of the subject variables that existed at that moment, if they were actual people or not. Regardless, the people that existed within that lesson, I feel like those are the ones that that focus was put on, with that regard, to Elijah's point.
yeah. I mean, look, the Bible is a parable, and you have to know how to read it. So, but with the Garden of Eden story, very briefly, God, like you said, God, quote unquote, knew how everything was going to unfold, but the takeaway is, or at least my takeaway is, that Satan worked through Eve to get Adam, and obviously to damn all of humankind. And the story behind that is Satan works through the woman. I mean, that's literally riddled all over the goddamn Bible. So that's not a hot. That's not a hot take.
They're taking our channel then. No, they're taking the channel.
That's all over the Bible. Satan works through.
So, after everything we said today, this is what they're gonna. This is gonna. We might as well make that the thumbnail of this. Satan works through women. Oh, yeah, that's it for us, man.
That's literally what happened. Because think about it. When Satan coerced Eve to eat the fruit, right? The second she ate it, she gained all knowledge. She became knowledgeable of self and all that stuff like that, right? So with that being the case, when she subsequently coerced Adam to eat it, Adam didn't know any better. He didn't have any knowledge that she knew. Once she ate, we have to keep in mind that she was awake and she knew what she had done.
Right.
She knew what she was doing when she got Adam to do it. But misery loves company, and she obviously brought him down as well. So, that is the story. If you allow Satan to work through the woman or pretty much anything, you will wind up damning yourself.
I agree.
So I mean, obviously that's well off from where you were going with that, Elijah. But I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I had to touch on that.
Yeah, and to your second analogy, Elijah, I get where you're going. I just think it's completely different because, yes, we can try as much as we can to. It's a tiger analogy. I think has merit, but at the same token, we're not fallible, right? As human beings, we can't see the end before the beginning, right? So it's not like we could buy a tiger and go, yeah, if I train him with all my might, he's still going to kill somebody anyway. You know what I'm saying? I already know that. You know what I mean? I think there's a difference in those two dynamics that we're talking about. And still, I still would put blame on the owner because at the end of the day, you chose to buy a tiger. But to say that, oh, he bought it with the intention of that tiger killing someone, I think is.
I like the analogy. I think that I don't think that's what he actually truly meant. I think he is that for instance, you can't be like the story of the turtle or the frog and the scorpion. You heard that story?
Yeah.
Going across and he's like, "Hey, I'm not going to sting you." It's like, "You sure you're not going to sting me?" He's, "I'm not going to sting you."
Right.
It's on the back. They're going across the river, and at the very last second, he stings them. And he's like, "I couldn't help it. I'm a scorpion." Like I think that's what Elijah is saying. With that.
I think that's different, right? I think if he would have been like, "Oh, but you blame the tiger," I guess that's what he means by when you kill the tiger. Yeah. I think I get that then. Yeah. So then, Elijah, I think I get your point. Then I think it's like when we kill Harambe. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God, yo!
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out for my nigga Harambe.
Yo, Harambe.
They killed my nigga Harambe. That's crazy.
Oh no, but I think that's where I completely get it. It's when we blame the nature of that said individual or being for simply being who they are. And so I think I'm right on par with you, Elijah.
He said exactly that's what you mean. Yep, exactly.
I'm right on par with you.
I figured that's
Yep. So, I love it. See this. See, you see how we don't even have to have Elijah speaking, and the fact that we're able to communicate this in a sound manner, guys. I mean, I wish I could pull up create a statistic out of this, but I mean, you guys can see it working the magic on its own.
You know what? But the guys, let's not get lost in this because when they can get into VIP by just being the hottest woman in the club, that's okay.
Why is that your only argument?
Yeah, and
it's the one that everybody
it's the only one he needs.
Because it's the one that everyone understands. And I could use more. Trust me, I'm a smart guy. I can give you more. But the point of the matter is, it's the one we understand, and the double standard benefits you, you're okay with it. What effort are women putting in today? Women still want men to move in a traditional way, but yet you're not traditional women.
I'm confused. I'm asking men to act in a traditional way.
Yes, you want men to be traditional. I mean, most women. Okay, I run a show that has anywhere from 15 to 20,000 people watching every night. And women around the world consistently say they want a man that's earning in the high five, low six figures. They want to have 2 to 3 kids and be married. Most women want the top 10% of men. You can go watch my channel and see this bared out. Black, white, Asian, Hispanic, Middle Eastern, and other across the board. All these women were given an option. Do you want to have to work to pay significant bills after you're pregnant? The answer comes back overwhelmingly no. Meaning they want
Look at the girl on the right. Look at the girl on the
traditional
right.
stay-at-home housewives. They weren't raised that way. They weren't cultured that way. They're not even equipped to be that way. But yet and if you ask them, could you date an average guy earning $50,000? Even women coming straight out of college turn their nose up. Men accept this. Excuse me, man. Men accept it. Can I finish my example?
Today you said he's making $80,000 and that wasn't enough.
Okay, so men accept this. Men accept the fact that college men accept the fact that
not as
school
heathen has
now with
amnesia.
women their own age, that 80 years ago they could have married and had a family early on. Now they're looking at these same women, and these same women would not even look at these guys unless they're making 6 figures. Men have accepted the unfairness in the marketplace. It's not fair for men. 18 to 30, men used to could get married. Now you can't even really consider getting married till you're 35 plus because you have to have resources. That's the new marketplace. The thing is, but let me finish. Let me say this, and I'll turn it over. Men have accepted that and adjusted. The difference is the women are not bringing in. Women in mass are bringing this. Ask them what you want, you get War and Peace. Ask you what you bring to the table, you can't write it on the back of a stamp. You get access to my body, which is not virgin, which is not even low mind, which you've given to somebody before. And in some cases, you've even shared your womb.
Oof.
You're not even really feminine like women used to.
Mean that you have multiple kids with different fathers.
Skills, the home skills. So is it I would submit today that modern women are asking for an unfair deal from modern men.
So we should go back to 1950 and make it more fair.
Oh my God. Yeah, she is so annoying with, first of all, her monotone ass voice, number one. Number two, her lazy ass comebacks. It's like, what? That's not what he said. And you know, for women out there listening, let me break it down for you. The market has changed. It's actually more beneficial for the women right now if you just play your cards right. But you're not. Your whole life you're going up just, you know, tricking and living your best life, and then you say, hey, I want to have kids and get married and stuff like that. But by that time you already fucked half your fucking hometown. You might have a baby, you know, look, hopefully you don't, but even if you don't, you're still probably fucked half your hometown. You probably you've dated in between that time. I'm sure you might have been engaged once or twice or whatever. So your resume isn't looking too fucking good.
No.
Okay?
Yep.
So by the time you're like in your 30s, like he just said, men have to start looking, and because they finally get their resources around that time, they're stable and steady. They know what they want. So now they get to choose. Hey, I don't want you because you've been doing this for the past 12 years. Yeah, you know, you might have a great job, but like again, outside of your body, what the fuck do you have to offer?
Dude, I think. Thank you for that, and I think the only thing I'll add is that I think we're looking at women. I'm sorry, these two women here have an issue with just taking accountability for their choices, man. And I think, you know, and Elijah, I think you mentioned this as well.
You see what he just said, right?
The choices that they have the audacity to be hyper with kids from other end into no, that's, and I think that's what Aaron was touching on too, right? You and Kevin as well, talking about you're sharing the womb. You've even shared your womb, right? Like, well, you know, women, and this is going to be hard to, this is the uncomfortable truth for y'all. I wish I had the buzzer like Myron does. Once you hit a certain age, women, and you guys are, and the problem is you already know this truth, but yet you act as though there's no consequences behind you living your life beyond the truth, right? Once you go past, I believe for women, your prime for birth giving, you can correct me if I'm wrong, it's between 21 to 25, right? A lot of women on this panel have surpassed that.
Oh yeah.
Right. So is it to say that you can't have kids past, 30? Absolutely not. But your chances of doing so go down extremely low. So now those men that you want, because again, we're not talking about the Joe Schmoes, right? The guys that you guys turn your noses down that Kevin's referring to, the guys that would openly have no problem with staying at home, watching Netflix and chilling and just, calling it a day on Saturday morning. They would have no problem with that. You want a guy that is hustling, making 6 figures plus. Some of these girls have come on this podcast talking about, I want a guy making, no less than 500,000. But then you want, right, a man that has had to slave, that has had to work his whole fucking life. So if he started working at the age of 21 to amass his wealth, he has had to go 14 years basically trying to scratch and claw his way to the top of the Exodus. And once he gets there, now you're trying to tell him, oh, no. You're only limited to one choice.
Yeah, you're right. Oh yeah.
The audacity of that in itself, for somebody for these women, right, who from the age of 18, and then there's a candy store analogy that Myron uses that I love, that I'll definitely use on another because I know we're getting close in time. But the fact that these women have been women from the age of, and it's again, this is uncomfortable, but from the age of your what's it called? Not your period, your puberty. From the age of where puberty starts to set, your guys' value starts clicking and starts ticking. Okay, so that could be from anywhere from 14, 15, 16 and on, dude. So you're walking through life basically with all the options in the world. The only reason why you guys aren't able to do anything with older men from that perspective of your life is because of the societal constructs that exist within that choice. So now moving on, now you guys are able, so you're getting to 35 now. This girl's 31. She's probably looked good since she was 15, 16, 17, 18 years old, able to get any man she wants to. But she chose, right? This is where the freedom of choice comes in that these women also slave to have. She chose to go a route where that is just incredibly masculine, right? Where she had to say, fuck a relationship. I want to build my career. Mm-hmm. All kudos to you. But then you don't get to whine about how your life ends up as a result of your choice to deviate away from what women truly need and want in their lives as a result of what meaning means to the biological sense when it comes to women.
Yeah.
That's where the disconnect is huge in this conversation. There's no accountability. They want to be able to make choices and just say, oh, no. I want to backtrack from my choices. Sorry, you're 31. You're 31. Yeah, like right. It's up. It's like, and if you're able to bag a guy who's 51 who looks at you and goes, "Oh, okay, you're not too much of a headache." I guarantee you, he's not staying around. Not when your mindset's like this. I guarantee you, 5 years from now, this woman will still be single if she doesn't change the way that she approaches men in and of itself, and the way she looks at herself. I don't even want to talk about approaching men. How she looks at herself. Because there's no femininity coming from this woman, and the other one is right now trying to save a hoe. Excuse my language. I'm sorry.
She led with saying she's half a man. So what are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about the other girl. The other girl that's not on the one on the right. Because the right one knows, I'm not gonna say knows her place, but she knows the game. So that's why she's like, I agree. I agree. And then she just kept shut for the rest of it because she was like, I'm not trying to catch none of this energy right now because I'm not the one talking crazy. I'm gonna let this little blonde-haired mixed bandit Justin Bieber with boobs, not to say that because I did say I would clap, so that's a little. Let's not. Guys, don't catch me on that. Oh God, that's it for me.
Elijah, no, you're right, Elijah. Some do look for husbands in college, man. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, I think that's that's the thing is that it's not the, I don't want to say it's not it is the exception, right? Because I do want to give more credit to women who understand the feminine principle from an early age, right? I just think that those types of women, when it regards to the United States, it's becoming an exception to look at marriage at an early age like that. Mm-hmm. Outside the U.S., oh, no, yeah, there's women that are 18 years old, 19 years old who already know what it is, dial, put one finger in the air, put a ring on it, and we can build this empire together. It's two different worlds.
Yeah. But, I mean, you know what? I think, to bring it all home, mm-hmm. I will say this again. It is my belief, and obviously using the Bible as a context, that there is nothing greater a woman can do than be a mother to her children. So when I see all these women out here, chasing that corporate ladder and making all these sacrifices and stuff like that, at the end of it all, they have to accept the decisions that they made. But
absolutely.
You can never tell me that brought you more substance than if you would have been a mother to your children. And I'm not saying that has to relegate you to a kitchen and the living room. I never said that because I know there's a lot of women out there that's going to try to make it that. That's not what I said at all. Mm-hmm. I just said be a mother to your children. Right. Have children, and then 2, be the mother to those children. I I just think that is literally, and mothers tell me that. So like that's not even just me, putting my male perspective on it. That's anecdotal as well. I mean, take it how you want to fucking take it. I really don't give a damn. Because the women that aren't going to agree with it will probably be the women that don't have kids. So obviously they're going to be super biased to it, and those women will probably be more prone to being neo pseudo feminists. So obviously they're not going to say, "Oh yes, Aaron, that's a good point." No, it's too late for them, and they're too far gone.
Oh shit. No, he ain't lying, man. But yeah, no, thank you for definitely for us having this. I mean, this is, oh my god, I love this. I love being able to do this. This is so fucking exciting. Um, I love what we're able to create and the possibilities we're able to sort of manifest by having, just these simple conversations. I mean, just the dialogue that we're having with Elijah. I definitely want to shout you
Yeah,
out.
definitely shout out to Elijah.
For being engaged, man, and like this is the type of feedback we're talking about, and we have our disc. I mean, even on our conversations with our chat, we have the disconnect, but we can look, guys. We're not illogical, right? We can have settled discourse between both parties without any issues, right? And then just come to a head, bro. Like that's the point of having this podcast, is to be able to speak in a realm of logic and reason, right? So I do want to thank my co-host, and I want you guys to definitely check out his site, because my man does so much work speaking
Thank
on
you, man.
this.
Appreciate it.
And I know it comes across as hard for some people, but at the same token, he's only telling y'all what y'all need to hear. And I truly appreciate. Yes, Elijah, I appreciate you for my own. I could tell you that.
Definitely appreciate you tonight, Elijah. Definitely
dude.
appreciate you, my brother.
For
We're
sure,
definitely
dude.
going to be doing more of this, and we're definitely going to try to incorporate some guests in the future, because I know some people have
Yes.
been asking me to come on. Obviously, this is new. Elijah, the majority of my videos are pretty much you don't see my face. So
Yeah.
obviously, this is like new territory. This is something that we're working on. So definitely, in the
Yep.
future, we're definitely going to open that up. But thank you again, Mike, for that shout out. Thank you for everyone that watched this live. Thank you for everyone that's going to watch it. Please remember to like, share, subscribe. Definitely check out the Moss Media YouTube page as well. How do they find that page, Mike? It's kind of tricky.
Yeah, it's because I think you just got to go to it's m.a.s media channel. When you type it in on YouTube, if anything, we can
Leave
give
the
the
links
link
in
to
the description. Yeah,
the link in the description below. We'll also leave the link to the original episode behind this podcast as well, so that you guys can check out the madness. I mean, this was a huge conversation. This is just a small snippet of it, and we definitely are going to be utilizing these guys, because again, any podcast that sort of speaks on the truth, the way it needs to be spoken, is a podcast that I want to get out there, especially our own. So definitely check us out. We have our Instagram at Moss_Media615, as well as our Facebook at Black Kings presents Black Kings Entertainment, Kings with a Z, presents Moss Media. And so you guys follow us at these different mediums, and let's get that support going, because again, we want to be able to give this to you guys on a constant basis, and the only way we can do that is with your guys' backing as well.
definitely. Thank you, sir. It's been another great conversation. Look forward to doing this again sometime next week.
Yes, sir.
All right, y'all.
All right.
Peace.
Woo! Peace.